This is Casual Chris, and I have been using the new 10.5 Logic update to basically remix my songs. So any song that I have in Logic, which is all of them, um, I can take and rearrange it and just completely change the sound of it or the whole song altogether. So it's a really cool tool that you are able to use, and I just wanted to show you some tips that I had to find or had to scour the internet to find. And this is the old way it used to look like. Now, the old way of doing things, you used to look at your music going this way. This is exactly how music would go, left to right. It still goes that theoretically, but now you're thinking about sections. So if you notice up here, I have it kind of sectioned out as intro, my build up sauce, breakdown sauce. Those are just my made up things, but those are the sections I'm thinking about. Thinking about things in blocks or in 16 bars. So I've already been thinking about that as a producer, as a beatmaker using Beatmaker 3. That's kind of my thing, is to make loops and then out of all those loops just start arranging a song. This makes it so much easier than that. So check it out. You would hit Option V to bring up the new live loop stacks. Now, what you'll be using is these cells. It's these little blocks right here. That's where you'll basically be dragging and dropping everything in there, and everything really flawlessly works. So, as you see in my first part of my song, the intro, I have the hi-hats. I'd be just drag and drop, boom, there's the hi-hats. Perfect. And then I would have this do part. So that's in there too. I don't have anything else. So this is my intro basically, and then the bass comes in a little bit later. So I could have it right here. I could double these up. I could hit Command R to repeat, and that basically just says these cells, whatever's going on here, I want it to go on here too. So quick way of doing it, and then you'd hit play. So this is your play button down here. All right, so that's my intro. So instead of it being in the classic arrangement window file that we're used to as Logic producers, now it's over here. And it's just these two. The lead treat 'em nice and the off hi-hats. So number one, think vertical now. So if I want to move to number two and add a bass to that, you hit you hit the number two, and then it add the bass.
I just want to be clear, it's everything in the vertical number 2 row. In this case, it was the bass.
Really quickly, I'll do a little bit more just so you can see what I would do next. I would go here, go here, go here, and then I'd run into my first problem. If you have one shots in your arrangement window like I do, sometimes I have kicks, sometimes I have 4 on the floors that I put in the arrangement window. That's how I used to produce. So how would I make it easy so it just flawlessly goes into the loop deck? Well, all I would be doing is bouncing this track in place as I did right here, and then I would cut it so that it's a loop right here. As you can see, the cut's right here, and then again go back to here and just drag and drop.
That's perfect.
So that's a vocal. So that's going to add the vocal to that part too. So now I'm able to add a vocal. Now I'm able to take it out.
That's worth it.
Now I'm able to say, hey, what if I want that sound, that sound instead? Maybe not. Maybe I'll just go here.
That's perfect.
So it gives you a bunch of different options to arrange things. It allows you to think of ideas or make ideas on the fly without having to move things. It just keeps the workflow quick, which is one of the problems that Logic had. There was no way to actually move sections within Logic without having to move it and then go through automations and making sure you didn't do anything with automation. There's just so much tricky stuff to going into it that made it kind of tricky. But this right here makes it easy to really arrange stuff. I'm going to show you another more powerful tip, but I just want to put a drum in here so you can feel it a little bit more what's going on. So again, this is my drum right here, and I just dragged and dropped it in the same exact section that it is. So I'm just saying, hey, this entire section right here, I want that thing to be this entire section right here. So again, this is super easy to use. And once you really get the hot cues down, it's like I did right here. See, so that I just added a drum, so I'm able to add a drum in there. I'm able to say, okay, what about let's take this sound out. So now you're able to really do some crazy stuff. Okay, so now that I have all this, I can highlight it, I can duplicate it. There's one more sound that I didn't put in, and that's my Vox. It's this weird sound in here. This section right here is my entire song. So the intro is 1. Right here it's kind of building up. 4 is kind of the main part. 5 is probably just so it really allows you to really take your music back and then make a new mix of it. Now I'm going to show you the most powerful part of this system, and that is arranging this live, which it's pretty cool. This is a really cool system. When I'm laying out my songs, one of the hardest things for me to do is to come up with the arrangement. And this is where, my fiance or anybody gets annoyed with me, because I have to play it from the beginning all the way again, as opposed to just how feeling it out, like arranging it while it starts from the beginning. There's just something something easier about building a song while it's playing, as opposed to clicking it in and trying it again, or guessing. You'd just be hitting this R button in the top left, and that will be telling you ready to go. You'd say, all right, we're gonna play 1, and then you just hit the record button. So instead of just having to lay that out without it playing, or trying to catch it while it's playing, you just do it live. It's cool. I like it. It's gonna really change up one of the hardest parts, and that is arrangement. There's something wrong with the bass, but that's just something wrong with the bass. I'll figure that out later.